Hey, you're watching the Half Asian Tarot Queen, and just reminding you, for the month of July, the giveaway is the Mystical Shaman Oracle, which is my favorite deck. You can find more about it in the July monthly reading, which is where I'm going to headquarter the giveaways now. But yeah, the reading for the month of July was all about, it was called Crossing the Bridge over Troubled Water. So it's just like a big transition month that's happening. And yeah, the reading that I just did for the new moon was pretty climactic and definitely in keeping with that theme for July. So yeah, we'll see what comes out in today's reading. If you're new to the channel, hi. I just want to let you know that the videos on this channel are arranged in a slightly different way, in the sense that they're arranged according to storyline and not according to date or zodiac sign. So all the readings are pretty much timeless. But I kind of link them together. So I'll thread like related videos that are related to this reading within the video, and then I also thread them together in storylines. So for example, right now, some storylines that are prevalent is, there's one for the eclipse because we just went through eclipse season. There's one for coronavirus because there's been a lot of like internal dialogue that I think has been sparked from that experience for everyone. And there's one for 2020 where a lot of like the big readings of the year have been coming through. So just some examples, and I usually link them below. So on to the reading. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck we have the middle world. So this is a card that's sort of, it's day-to-day reality, and this card is it shows up when sort of like the heavens and the earth are in alignment. So this is auspicious that it's kind of like the world is your oyster, you know, like things are lined up right now. Like this is auspicious. Another thing about this card is it's like there's all these crows. This came up in a reading recently, which I'm going to link to. And it was all about the truth surfacing. And I feel like it was a reading during the eclipse. Like it might have been the Ring of Fire Solar Eclipse reading where this came out. And it was just like sort of being in alignment with the truth, you know. And if you are, because this came up in yesterday's reading, if you are in alignment with the truth, then this is a really auspicious moment for you when heaven and earth are in alignment and things are going to go in your favor. So that's really good. Then we have the Sweat Lodge. So this is a card of, it's kind of a card of molting, you know. I mean, in the Sweat Lodge, it's like sort of like a detoxification ritual where you go into the womb of Mother Earth, but you know, there's like a light at the end of the tunnel. Like you're going through this purging that's actually not necessarily all that pleasant. You're shedding things that no longer serve you, but there's like this profound healing that happens from that, and so you emerge at this light on the other side, you know, at this new beginning. And then that goes right into the journey, which is, this is really cool because it's like you're purging these aspects of your life that are no longer serving you, and you're stepping into the journey. And this is a card that's like inviting you to kind of step outside of the boundaries of life as you know it, and sort of you can liken it to like the Hermit card in the traditional tarot deck, where you're going on this spiritual quest, where you're being led by your own navigation system. Like you're not going on this preordained path, like you're following your own guidance and your own path, and you're going on this journey that's specific to your destiny, you know. So it's like you've shed these things that are are no longer serving you, and you're stepping out into the unknown. So it's like almost like a combination of the Fool and the Hermit in the traditional tarot. And then we have the Vision Quest. And so this is like a spiritual journey. And it's kind of like you've got this blank slate, you know, and you're sort of redefining yourself, and you're redefining your world. And it's just like you might not necessarily know what the answer is right now, but you're being called to do this, to this exploration, because you have something else to offer the world and than what you currently maybe are consciously aware of, and this is unfolding, you know. So that's part of this journey, you know, is this journey of discovery, which is really beautiful. Actually, I'm going to pull something out of the book, because I feel like there's something else about this card that I need to say that isn't like, I'm not being super articulate with it. It says, find clarity by spending time alone in nature. If you live in a city, go for walks in the park. If you live in the country, make sure you spend time outside in contemplation. Get off the couch, get away from your desk, and go outside. Spirit helps those who help themselves, and set your intention and ask nature for guiding vision in your life. It's like face your fear, embrace your mortality, and meet face to face with spirit. And this is asking us to put our lives in perspective so that we can realize our full potential and open the new door to the next chapter of our life. It's really interesting because we just did this, we went through the eclipse season, and it was all about eclipsing out oppression. You know, I mean, that was a theme that kept coming up again and again. I'm going to the Muse Tarot to get some overall energies for the reading, and we have the wheel at the bottom, which this is just like, things are changing, you know, like, it's a profound change. But, you know, all through the eclipse season, it was like, I feel like there was a reading, and it was about eclipsing out oppression, and so it was like being liberated from these situations that were like holding you back. And then like yesterday's new moon was all about kind of like stepping into this new world, you know, after kind of being freed from all of that. And it's really interesting because it's like stepping into this new world, and this reading is all about kind of like taking this journey into this of discovery into this whole new chapter of life, you know. Okay, so interesting. We have, oh my gosh. So at the at the bottom, there's the Ten of Materials, which is a card of Dynasty, and I feel like this came up a lot in the readings over the weekend. I'm gonna even maybe link the thread Dynasty, because this is like generational wealth and abundance. It's like, you know, there's this tree full of blooms and this family dancing around. So yeah, that's at the bottom of the deck. And then we have the Ten of Emotions, which, you know, this is just like totally fulfilling love, you know. I mean, it's like a happy family. And the Eight of Inspiration and the Star, which is really interesting because I feel like these are like really an extension of the readings that happened over the weekend. But this is almost like there's a message coming in, and there's this change where this person is getting maybe a long-held wish, and they're sort of stepping into like a family kind of situation. But it's like happening in their three-dimensional reality. Like, it's not like this far off wish anymore. Like, it's actually manifesting in the real world. Okay, I'm going to the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot to get some general energies to see if I can get some more clarity about what's going on. But this is really weird. It's like someone's going on this spiritual vision quest, but it's leading them to their family almost. Because it's like often you think of that like as someone who's like leaving home and like going off to see, find the world, you know, but it's interesting that this one's like leading him back home, you know. There's no place like home. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. Okay, I'm gonna pull 3 more cards, but this is like really wild. OMG. This is beautiful. Okay. Okay, one more. Wow. Okay. All right. So when I start pulling the general energies, I get the star again. So this is a card of healing and a card of wishes coming true. And it's interesting because the reading from the new moon is all about like this profound healing that's happening all at once. But then that's followed by the King of Pentacles, which is interesting because that came out too. And, it, you know, this is the character, the main character in a thread called Phoenix. And he has to learn this spiritual lesson that it's like this karmic lesson. And it's sort of like he has to like right the situation that's wrong and has like fallen his counterpart, the Queen of Pentacles, in this thread, Phoenix. And when he does this, he like ascends. He learns a spiritual lesson and he ascends to this emperor status. So it's interesting because there's this healing situation that's happening and this wish coming true for this King of Pentacles. And then that's followed by the Queen of Pentacles, which is his divine counterpart. And it's like, oh my gosh. And then on the next row, we have the Fool, which I was talking about that earlier, just like stepping out into the wild unknown. And I think this came out in yesterday's reading too. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, which is this like taking a tangible step, you know, just like a baby step into the real world, you know, but it's like a new tangible step, you know, like this king is taking this tangible step. And then we have the Death, which is like a total transformation, you know, which is this is happening to this queen. So it's just like it's not like a fantasy anymore. Like there's this tangible step that's happening in the real world. Like this is starting to come online. Like you know, you can see it starting to surface in reality. This long-held wish, it seems. I'm going to pull 3 more cards from the Muse Tarot to get some guidance about how we might move through this, but this is really interesting because it kind of looks like there's going to be some sort of indication that's going to come through about, oh my gosh, about this situation. Like this storyline has been like kind of coming and going on the channel for like a year. You know, you can go back and follow those threads, the Phoenix thread and the Dynasty thread. But it's like been happening like in the energetic realm forever, like since this channel started. But this is really interesting because this is just like, no, it's not just in the energy now. Like there's going to be some indication of like, oh my gosh. So we got the Queen of Cups. So this is a queen that's like, you know, in her feels, you know, but in a balanced way. And she's like this loving queen. And this is really interesting. So the energy I got, so we got the Temperance card, which fell on top of this. It's like there's this fulfilling love, you know, and it's just like someone's wish, you know, and they're taking a leap into the unknown, you know, but there's temperance. So it's like balance. Like it's not like this rash leap of faith. Like this has been contemplated for some time, you know. And then we have this King of Pentacles who's taking a baby step, you know, like he's maybe putting a message out there, you know, like he's taking a step, he's going on this journey. But what's interesting is what fell on top of him is this 10 of Pentacles, which I put back into the deck, and it came out again, which is the Dynasty card, you know, and I was talking about how this King of Pentacles in the Phoenix thread, he learns a spiritual lesson, and he has to right some wrong that's befallen his Queen of Pentacles, and in doing so, he ascends to the Emperor, you know, and it's like the birth of this dynasty. Like, this is a storyline that's been lingering around forever, so it's crazy that that card fell on top. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles is going through some transformation, and we have the Seven of Swords, which is interesting because this was in yesterday's reading, and it was all about, there was this reality check, you know, and like, there were some people that were like, maybe had built this foundation based on a lie or something that wasn't true, and that was kind of like breaking down. There was going through this tower moment for the new moon, and this was coming to light, and that was liberating some situation that had been blocked. So depending on if you were on the right side or the wrong side of the truth, it was either a good or a bad thing. But it's interesting because it's like this Queen of Pentacles is going through this transformation having to do with this situation. So it's almost like this truth coming to light is going to liberate this queen, you know, and that's her wish. Like, maybe she's been being held back by this deception for like a really long time, and that's being righted. And it's really interesting because I feel like this actually really coincides with these messages, like I said, that have been coming through for a really long time. So, kind of beautiful. I'm going to Sacred Self-Care to just get some guidance about, this is obviously kind of a climactic moment, so got to take care of yourself because we're crossing the bridge for troubled water for July, and big changes. So wow, this is really interesting, and it's really crazy how all the readings in the last week have all kind of like come together in this really beautiful way. It's like this climax, you know, where it's like all these different threads like kind of come together in this way that's like really, really beautiful. Okay. One. I'm going to take the top one. Okay. So the message is drink tea. Slow down. Have a cup of tea. Chillax. It's going to be all right. Rome wasn't built in a day. Take a moment for yourself. All right, on that note, we'll check in soon with some updates on this ever-evolving story.